Hey everyone, Ashley here with another reaction video, and if you can tell, I have my Persona bag on. And well, I think I might use it for reaction videos if you guys want to see. Plus, I miss wearing this when I was doing my stuff. Well, anyways, I'm going to be reacting to, well, another character who dat by DG Valentine. If you must know, I did a reaction to his Knights one, and I thought it was actually pretty good. Now, this one I was actually sent by, well, Golden Battling. He pretty much wants me to check this out, so I'm gonna react to it. And it's my favorite Nightmare. Has the reason why I'm wearing this. So in 3, 2, 1, let's check this out.
Knights. Hello, Knights.
What do you want, Reala?
What the?
Hello, Knights.
What gives,
Yes,
Reala?
hello. What do you want?
Knights is annoyed.
Knights.
Reala,
What
stop
the
it.
hell do you want, Reala?
Yes.
I want to smash.
Whoa! Nope! You're not helping! You're not helping the fandom! But it's time for Reala's time to shine! Yeah! He's always been a show stealer. Yeah!
For every protagonist, there has to be an opposing character to rival them. Someone
Yup.
to give them a difficult time and
Hey,
make us as
Sephiroth.
an audience root for our hero even more. Or if you like your coffee a little on the darker side, then, you know, support the bad guys, innit? Whatever dunks your donuts.
I get it.
Once upon a time, when Sonic Team wasn't making back-to-back Sonic games, there was a
Yes.
brief period when creativity shone brightly,
Woo!
and the eagerness to build new, exciting IPs was
I
at an
really wish
all-time
Sega would
high.
do that.
Nights into Dreams,
You know,
the Sega
make
Saturn
more of
classic
these other
that earned
Sega
a favorable
games.
cult status, was one such IP.
Yay,
With our main
Knights.
hero Knights nonchalantly flying her purple ass through Dreamland, there was always going to be another character just waiting to piss on her pretty parade, and that piss taker
Yes.
would be this Borough Harlequin
Really?
jester
Who did that
Reala.
fan art? Who did
Now,
that
as I
fan art?
mentioned in the past, my connection to the Knights series and its fan
it's
base
not
has
that
been a
bad.
fairly significant one, and from observing the community in its entirety did I sort of notice something. Whether it be the hardcore gamers chasing down the highest linked scores, or the
Please.
lowest of the low-tier fan fiction writers
Nope,
slashing
nope,
it up
nope.
with hot steamy Knights and Reala Yowie,
Well,
for
it's-
some reason,
well, it's-
mostly everybody seemed to have this grand appreciation for Reala. And
Yes.
I'd like to know why.
What?
Hey, have you ever said something really awkward in a crowded room before, and just as you said it, the room just happened to suddenly go quiet, so everybody accidentally hears you, and they all turn to look at you like you're some kind
Oh
of fucking weirdo?
boy.
Yeah.
Awkward.
I'm feeling that right about now.
Hey, DG
Now,
Valentine.
before you start putting words in my
April
mouth, hear
Fool's
me
Day,
out
that's
and
when
let
you
me
can play
explain
Reala
myself
in this game.
context, alright? When I was first introduced to Nights into Dreams as a kid, I thought Reala was pretty cool. Actually, he was one of my favourite characters from the whole game, if I'm being honest. Then, as I grew up and joined various forums, I noticed this mass admiration for Reala. You couldn't go many places within the community without seeing people utterly worship him, and for a character that literally had less than 3 minutes of screen time total, this praise seemed a little overhyped to me. The sequel, Journey of Dreams, built more upon his character, and I came away from that experience mostly conflicted. It left my perception of Reala in somewhat of a weird limbo. I didn't dislike
What?
him, no, but I couldn't feel any reason to like him as much as everybody else was. So, does that mean this is going to be a bad review then?
Oh
Not at
boy.
all. If anything, it's been a while since
It's
I've
okay if
approached
you
the
don't like
character that I'm
Reala,
at
it's
odds with.
okay.
By analysing him,
Just
I'm going to find
don't
out for
try to
myself once
shove
and
your
for all
opinion
what
down
it is
people's
about
throats.
him that
It
made
doesn't
me a
win
fan
you
to begin
people's,
with, and then what caused me to take a
views,
few steps
stuff.
back. Though it was probably that one hentai the Jinshi where Reala had the noodle fingers.
Nope. Oh my god, Reala, seriously? He can get away with this kind of stuff.
As I said a minute ago, Reala's screen time in the first Knights game is literally a boss battle with the added inclusion of having a pre-fight cutscene. The other main level bosses in the game didn't get anything like this, so when everybody saw Reala's fight begin
Yep.
with some actual story development, we pretty much got lit over that shit. So what was happening in that short scene then? Well, not much if I'm being honest. Reala sits smugly in his pedestal chair before standing up and saying,
We really... Okay.
Ah, the mysterious dream language. Yeah, that shit kept fans theorizing for ages. You know, the fan base believed for over a decade that Reala was
We
saying
never see
there
the
is
other,
no Knights, like as a sort
well-
of diss or something. Reala will defeat Knights to such an extent that she will cease to exist.
Okay.
Yeah, we all thought Reala was
Ouch.
just smack talking. After I
Yeah.
interviewed Yuji Naka though, it turns out Reala's just saying, come on Knights, you know, let's go, bring it on kind of thing.
Okay, makes
Which doesn't
sense.
sound half as threatening as what we thought he originally said, but
True that.
it wasn't like he was gonna win anyway, was he? The two of them
Ow.
face off, and
That's
Knight
sad
paralleles
when you
Reala a couple of
bring it
times
up.
before
But anyways,
ultimately
yeah,
murking the
I
rude
really
boy.
would like to see
That
what
was
this
honestly
place would
the
look like in
absolute
a
maximum interaction we got
redesign.
between Knights and Reala in that
Not to
first
say
game.
that looks
Yeah,
bad. I mean,
was
it looks really awesome.
There was nothing else to go on. And don't you even dare bring up that brief Archie comic run as somehow being canon, or so help me God, I'm gonna paraloop your balls off.
We don't need that.
Anything else we wanted to know about Reala we had to find from external sources, which let me tell you, trying to even get online in the late 90s, let alone navigate your way to a Japanese website and even understand what the bloody hell it was on about, was a nightmaric mission in itself. Eventually, through many forum discussions, research highlighted the fact that Reala does hold some relevant importance to the game.
Looks like a 90s
He,
Frieza.
along
That's
with
literally
Knights,
what
was
Reala
created by
looked like
Wise Man
here.
the Wicked to be his second in command. Wise Man crafted them from similar designs, making sure they both excelled at their skills of flight and combat. Knights, however, was attracted to freedom. Her free will made it so she could choose to do what she wanted, and thus she chose to disobey Wise Man and live her life as she saw fit. Reala, on the other hand, chose to obey and remained as Wise Man's loyal servant, forever ready to do what his master ordered. With Knights being against Wise Man's plans to invade the dreamland of Nightopia, it placed Reala and Knights on opposing sides, and thus their rivalry was officially born, which eventually led to Reala getting his ass kicked. Knight's Journey of Dreams attempted to tell a similar story, just with the use of many more cutscenes, and this time in favour of actual dialogue, dropping the eerie dream language entirely. While not a sequel or a prequel, Journey of Dreams is more commonly understood to be a story taking place in a different universe with no direct canonical connection to the first game. Like a parallel dimension, it will follow similar plot-based events but handle them differently.
When you put it like
Reala's
that, it
role
makes
during
sense.
Journey of Dreams sees him confronting Knights about her carefree life and scorning her for disobeying Wise Man's orders. Due to this, Knights is constantly facing off against Reala's army of minions as he attempts to capture her and take her back to the land of nightmare. Although he tries many times to catch her, he ultimately fails, leading to one final confrontation towards the end of the game, which Reala loses. Again.
Using the
and this time
Sonic
he didn't
Runners
even blow up.
one.
Man just vanished. Yeah, straight up.
Yeah, we never
Houdini'd
see
that
what
shit. Like, I don't know what happened here, if Sonic Team had to cut a bunch of content due to being pressed by the upper heads at Sega, but after the boss fight, Reala is never seen again. Yeah, you go through the whole game continuously being ridiculed by Reala as he appears at every turn, and the whole beef escalates into a final face-off that does not have a conclusion between the two characters.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
That face says it all.
Look, there's dropping the ball, and then there's dropping the ball into a black hole and making sure nobody ever sees that shit again. Visual design.
Okay.
When Wise Man created the nightmare and creatures, he purposely wanted Knights and Reala to stand out due to their place in the hierarchy. This is why many of the other bosses take the forms of animals or objects, while Knights and Reala have a more human-based appearance. Even Jackal, a boss that comes close to a human form, lacks an actual visible body. But while Reala and Knights are superior by design to each other, they are designed to be opposites. Knights' sleek frame is counter to that of Reala's more muscle-toned build. Knights' hat has a more rounder, smoother curve to the horns, while Reala's hat angles outwardly with sharper corners.
If you look at
Even
the back of
colours
Reala's
express
horns,
their
they look like in the
differences.
shape of a heart,
Knights'
actually.
whimsical flamboyance is present in her purple tones, adding an air of mystery and intrigue to her appearance. Reala, on the other hand, houses a combination of solid blacks and deep reds, not only offering a more harder personality, but also displaying a level of unease within the arrangements of these colours.
But for some reason, they somehow make his blacker horns into,
in design.
I don't know,
Reala's base
sort
layer
of
is
darker
white,
red.
but this is not
It's
to show
kind of
any
weird.
levels of purity or innocence in the character. Instead, the white is used as a blank canvas to paint on top of, allowing all the other colours to appear bolder and sharper as a result. It's further enforced by the fact that the main areas in which you see any uninterrupted white tones are the upper arm and upper leg areas. These sections are bridges to the next cluster of colours, with the white acting as the oxygen between
really
them.
good in detail.
White is also used on the face as part of his makeup, allowing the black lines on his
See,
eyes
he is
and
wearing
mouth to
makeup!
appear sharper, giving Reala a much more sinister expression.
Yep.
This design is really damn
You're
cool.
not wrong.
It does extra
Again,
well
he
when
still
you
looks
pair
like
it up
Frieza
alongside
slightly
Knights'
here.
design, so you can see how each of their individual aspects counter one another's. It's a solid look for an antagonist in a role like this, and due to his lack of any real storyline involvement in the first game, it was this visual design alone that made me like Reala as much as I did in those days. Then, Journey of Dreams happened, and...
Yeah, if you're not a fan of Journey of Dreams, it's okay.
No. Whereas Knights' design seemed to evolve into a more realised outfit, showing us a commitment to portraying the character in a circus ringleader vibe, Reala's redesign is a bit of a confused mess. You've
What?
got a pink neck ruffle to match the elegance of his persona mask, presenting the character as part of the same circus court atmosphere that NiGHTS is being presented in, but then you suddenly arc off down a more samurai style route with the red and black
I
body
never really
armor,
saw it
before
like
getting
that.
sidetracked again by incorporating a bloody tribal flame design into said armor, making
See,
the
it's not
character
a
look
Shadow
like
the
a hot
Hedgehog
topic
one.
reject circa 2003. You've
Blech.
got these weird rips on his white areas that look so cartoonish that they appear more like
I
bat
don't know.
symbols than they do anything else. And
I
then
don't
to
know, I
round
didn't
it
really
all
see it
off,
like that.
you've taken the
I
poor
thought
boy
his
to get his
design
flipping
looks pretty
nails done
awesome.
because for some strange reason, they're pink. They
That's
could have been black
a
to match the
graphical glare,
feathers,
actually.
They could have
I
been
was
red
actually
to
checking,
match
it was
his
a graphical
outfit,
glare.
But no, they're pink. For whatever
Huh,
bloody
tis
reason.
hot pink, girl. You look
There are
bad.
parts of his old design still
Sorry.
located within his
Sorry,
new
that
look,
was
but
a
they've either
Jacksepticeye
been tweaked
moment.
without reason or rudely obstructed by the extra fluff. The shape of his hat has now become more smoother curved, taking away some of that sharper edged qualities that I liked about his old design. The black stripes are now this weird diluted shade instead, making the hat lose some of the stronger solid
At least
tones
he's not
on it.
being
And
too
his
harsh
face,
on Reala.
The makeup, one of the most crucial design aspects on the character, is covered up by his persona mask. In the game, the persona masks were items used by Reala and NiGHTS to show their loyalty to Wiseman. NiGHTS naturally takes hers off because she's gone all renegade, but Reala keeps his on to show how unbreakable his devotion is to his master.
True
That's a
that.
very good story point to include, and I'm not mocking the meaning behind it, but you can't see his makeup at all anymore. The one
Actually, you
feature
still
that showed you
kinda
upfront
can.
and personal how sinister Reala could
saying.
appear on a first glance is now completely covered up. For me, growing up with the old design and then seeing how much of it gets brushed to the side in favour of chucking a mixed bag of clothes onto him feels like a step back in many aspects.
I can understand.
Reala's original design is my preferred default look for this
Yeah,
character,
the older
hands
design
down.
was kind of creepy to him, Matt.
Personality.
Oh, now we're getting to this.
Reala is a cold and conniving character lacking any compassion. He lies and cheats his way to victory, and any truth he
We
does
don't see
tell
much
is usually a
manipulation in
twisted
this
version
at
of
all.
the real facts, so that
It's
he can
only during this
manipulate
one
those around
cutscene
him.
that we do.
He is brash, cocky, and overall full of himself. There have
Hmm.
only been two things so far that have caused Reala to behave otherwise. The first is Lord Wiseman. Naturally, Reala is incredibly loyal to him. He will obey every order, and should he fail, he will return to Wiseman with fear and humiliation. For all of
Oh.
Reala's menacing traits, he is not so arrogant
So
to ever
it's-
place himself
so it's
above
basically
Lord
like,
Wiseman and recognizes his place
an
in the
egg boss
pecking
returned
order.
to Eggman,
The other moment
informing
of
their
weakness is when
failures.
Cerberus the Hellhound is
Ouch.
introduced. On the surface, Cerberus was just another boss like any other. However, the story did seem to want to play off of the fact that this creature had a high threat level to it. Wiseman uses Cerberus to not only intimidate knights, but Reala himself, and Reala
Oh.
does seem to harbour some genuine fear towards the beast. When taking these two
Can't say
things
I
into
blame him.
account, it highlights the fact that Reala values his own life and understands that to displease his master would mean death. Therefore, it does
Oh.
beg the question then, is Reala's loyalty to Wiseman out of honour and respect, or is it built off of fear? Respect would mean there's admiration towards his master,
More
yet
likely
anytime
it's out of
Reala is
fear,
actually
actually.
around Wiseman, he shows nothing but apprehension. I wouldn't go so far as to say Reala is carrying out his objectives due to fear alone, because when he is in the act of
Yeah.
performing a hideous task, he is clearly enjoying himself. He obviously
Yeah.
revels in the despair of others, but there's clearly a part of him that knows
Well, he's a
failure
lover of
would mean
deceit.
punishment, and so it likely pushes him further to succeed. It might actually be due to his free will, seeing as he and knights are the only two creatures in Wiseman's army to display advanced intelligence. Reala's
that.
free will and understanding of action-reaction has in turn
come
made
on,
him an
come on, get
obedient
the dragon
servant
tail.
because he recognizes the
Got it.
dangers of what would happen to him if he made any outlandish choices like Knights has done. Taking all of this into account, Reala's attitude may be fairly straightforward as far as an eccentric villain goes, but it works for him. Journey of Dreams was the game to bring out Reala's personality, and it's safe to say he mostly contains the traits that I expected of him.
Yup.
Importance.
Okay, here's where we run into trouble with Reala and what ultimately puts the character on the back burner for me.
Oh boy.
His importance to the universe and lore is obviously paramount, there's no two ways about that. Wiseman created Reala and Knights to be equals, and if they're equals, then that means
Nice
that for as
drawing.
long as Knights is out there shaking her bum in the
Oh,
nightclubs,
no.
it's always going to be Reala who's
Oi.
hunting her down and attempting to bring her home. It's his job to get in Knights' way more than any other character.
Ow.
He is her direct opposition. That's how valuable he is as a cast member. And all that sounds very positive so far, doesn't it? What was it about this that caused me to feel so negative in the end? Well, it's the direction and execution of it all. Reala is a character with so much wasted potential. In the first game, we got given a 5-second cutscene that injected a hint as to what Reala was like, and Journey of Dreams had every available opportunity to take this further. While they definitely built upon his personality and gave us the type of character we expected him to be, it just feels like they never travelled anywhere with it. The direction of the story made sure Reala was present in almost half of the game's cutscenes, and yet at no point did it ever feel like he was a genuine threat. And he should have been. This guy is meant to be the bloody nemesis. Instead, every cutscene that you see him in, Reala spends more time casually chatting breeze with the very people he's against. Other characters should feel fear around him. He's supposed to be the highest level nightmare, and everywhere he goes he's meant to carry this pressuring weight of despair and dread, and he's just floating there.
He's literally a dark cry.
While he puts knights in a cage.
Yes,
again.
like a bird.
Then there's the moments where you do actually have a fight with Reala, and my god, what the hell happened here?
Yeah, Sonic
the
Team,
Reala boss battle in
they were
Nights
trying
into
to
Dreams had the
come up with
right
something.
idea and attempted to be something epic, if a bit confusing for first-time viewers. It consists of both characters
I still
attempting to
prefer their
parallel each
rivalship
other
over
in a
Sonic and
display of
Shadows.
high-flying acrobatics. Every time you struck Reala, he was thrown into parts of the stage, breaking through scenery and tearing down structures. The graphical limitations of the Sega Saturn meant we got the general idea of what this fight was like, but it wasn't going to capture the very essence of their rivalry on the scale in which it needed to be seen in. I always wanted to see the day where graphics were not going to restrict this, and we could finally see these two battle flat out, destroying everything around them as they swoop and spiral around each other. Instead,
really would have actually
Journey
been
of Dreams had us throw balls around.
Yeah,
Dirty balls.
giant exploding
Why are we throwing
gumballs.
dirty balls around? Why did you bring these shitty dirty balls with you, Reala?
They're
There is
exploding
absolutely
balloons
nothing
is what
dramatic
I've
about
heard, but
this.
they're
These
exploding
boss fights take
gumballs.
the fact that they're equal beings with the same skill sets and throws it right through the windshield. Nothing here shows
Sonic
off
Team.
what Reala can do when
At least we
facing
got a
his
cool
direct
boss
opposite.
theme
It was
after all.
a chance to really display something truly breathtaking between two evenly matched combatants, and in the end we got fucking dodgeball. But the final aspect that feels
Well,
so,
I guess that makes sense
so
how he's good at
wasted
sports.
is the missed opportunity to fully
Sort of.
elaborate on Reala's broken bond with Knights. They were two sides of the same coin, and until the day when Knights abandoned her position in the hierarchy, these two Nightmarens stood side by side. To suddenly have one of these characters leave the other behind, that's going to create a really strained rift between them. Journey of Dreams skirted around this a little. It wouldn't be right of me to say it didn't touch upon this topic, but the game seemed more focused on treating the subject lightheartedly without ever really delving into the specifics.
It's Sonic
This
Team.
should have
They
been a
don't-
bigger
they're
deal
trying
than it
to
was
take
made
risks,
out to be.
but at the same
We're
time-
talking about Knights, who was
Yeah.
originally a villain, turning her back on her master's empire. She became a traitor.
When the world
Any
turns
bond
its
that
back
Reala
on
had
you,
with Knights
you
was
turn your
gone.
back on the
This broken
world.
bond could have given Reala a shot at being a more three-dimensional antagonist, one who serves his master but also has his own personal beef with Knights for their destroyed friendship. Again, it was just another
that
wasted
is sad.
opportunity. Reala is one of the most important characters in this series. I do not deny him of that status, and I never will, but I cannot pretend that I don't feel disappointment when I see what they had in their hands and what they chose to do with it in the end.
Conclusion.
Awesome music time!
Knights needed a rival, an antagonist in the series that would oppose her. She got that. Reala is a character with the capabilities of providing something warranted and suitable, but I feel the most crucial of corners kept getting cut with him as time went on. I look at Reala's early years and see expectations of great things to come, but when those times arrived, some points hit their target while
Still
the more
darker
important
times.
pieces of Reala's puzzle ended up flying out of bounds. His personality was explored further, but it feels like they never took the character further. He has connections to the protagonist that could have presented us a great story of betrayal filled with bittersweet resentment, and it just wasn't there. Reala came off more like a monster of the week than a weighted adversary. I don't hate him. I feel for a while I was just mostly pissed off at all the things that could have been, and in turn that's why I took my step away from the character. Do I feel his fan base is warranted now? Definitely. He has every right to a fan base because there's clearly aspects about him that attract fans in the first place, and I can see the potential in him too. I just don't feel that potential has been realized yet. He needs the right sort of person behind him to write him through a really strong storyline, and then they will have Reala nailed. Pink fingernails or otherwise.
No. They're claws, okay? By the way, I think the superstars. I mean, no, wait. Oh, wait.
Yo, this episode was brought to you by these wonderful people supporting me on Patreon.
Oh,
Without
yeah,
their
this
help, this show
was,
would not be able to continue.
All Stars
If
Race
you'd
and
also like
Transform.
to
That's
support
where
me
that
with
song was
please check
from.
the link in the description.
It's the
Any
remix
and all
of
help will be
Riho's
appreciated.
theme. I'm
Cheers,
sorry.
everybody.
That was boss, I tell ya. Well done, DG Valentine. Well done. Gives me more appreciation for the Nightmare than I actually grew to love. I give appreciation to the old one and where you're coming from. Seriously, I did not expect pretty much that type of thought of Reala like that. But it gives me more appreciation for the character, and well, that I pretty much want to see more explored on him. And yeah, when you think about it, yeah, Sonic Team really kind of missed opportunity on him. But hey, of what they were trying to do, they at least tried to give him that. It's just that Journey of Dreams just received, well, mixed results. Mainly on the negativity. But hey, Reala was good enough to get into Sonic and the Black Knight. But, yeah. Thank you, Golden Battling, for sending me this, and this was actually pretty fun. And, by the way, speaking of Persona, I might as well show what I mean. Just a moment. Voila! A little something that I did, and thought it would actually be a little more fitting. Just a little random note. I pretty much thought of this because, well, Reala does that kind of pose when you actually win as him in the two-player mode, and Joker actually does this when you do an all-out attack. And, yeah. Your beautiful nightmare. It's fitting, because you never saw it coming! I'm sorry, but yeah. I pretty much wanted to do this because, well, hey, it basically had Reala, and I wanted to share it. Anyways, guys, if you're a fan of Reala, then I highly suggest you check out the video and give DG Valentine the pretty much, well, just give him the respect that he deserves, because he actually does that really good, interesting research. I never really thought you could actually go into detail about this character. And I wish you all a good day. I'll see y'all later, everyone.